Katy Perry Part of Me 3D is a documentary that chronicles Katy Perry's life on and off stage.
Katy's just an explosion. She keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
It's always about the challenge. What are people saying she can't do? That's what she does next. Every song has something to do with her life.
Before I can talk about Katy Perry Part of Me 3D, I have to make something very clear. I am not the target audience, so everything I'm about to say is coming from someone who really had no business seeing this movie, but I figured, you know what, I've never seen any of these 3D concert movies, let me give it a shot. So before I get into what I thought of the movie, I'd like to just address the actual target audience, the fans of Katy Perry. You're gonna like this movie. It's Katy Perry singing and dancing and a documentary about sort of how she came to be for an hour and a half, so if you're a fan of Katy Perry, you're gonna like this movie, I'm pretty sure. I am not specifically a Katy Perry fan, but I am not anti-Katy Perry either. Basically, the way I feel about Katy Perry, which I should really explain before I get into talking about the movie itself, I think that she's a standard pop star. I think she thinks she's a little bit more unique than she is, but for the most part, she's a standard pop star. She makes fun, catchy songs, which is fine, perfectly fine, it's pop music, but other than that, nothing incredible. I actually used to like her music. That sounds really hipster of me, but I thought her last album was better than the current album, I guess, Teenage Dream, I think it's called. I think that that's mostly just kind of silliness, and the last album actually had some legitimately good songs on it, but in general, I think she's just a standard pop singer, which is not bad. It's just standard. But to have a 3D documentary movie chronicling your life, your existence, seems a little bit over the top for someone like Katy Perry. It's really just something to make money because they are really popular. I get that. I totally get that. Fans won't care, they'll enjoy it. It's a beautiful thing. But looking at this documentary movie for real, it's really just nothing special. I mean, first and foremost, Katy Perry, her performances, she really kind of just struts around on stage, moves her hips a little bit, does some of this and that and this, and people dance around her and things happen around her and there's these crazy elaborate sets and stuff and there's bubbles and this and that, but her performance itself is really nothing incredible, and to see it in 3D, it's really not worth it. Is her story really worth this whole documentary? I mean, I guess once again if you're a Katy Perry fan, but in general, it's kind of just a standard story to me. You know, you work for a little bit, you get screwed over here and there, and then you make it big for the people that do make it big. Obviously, that's kind of the story. The difference here, I guess, is just that she grew up in a very religious household, and then she broke free of that and rebelled and started doing other things. And I guess that's kind of her angle to this. And the other angle, of course, is her marriage and divorce, which the way I feel about that, the way I went into this feeling about that is, you know, I want to know as little as possible about celebrities' lives. I am forced to see things, unfortunately, because I do work a lot on the internet. I don't even watch TV that much, but on the internet, I can't avoid seeing headlines and stuff, so unfortunately, I know more about these people than I really want to. And the way I feel about her marriage, as far as I know, is they met, her and Russell Brand, they jumped into something too quickly, they got married, they shouldn't have because they're both very busy people, and then they got divorced. Seems like a pretty simple story to me, and of course this documentary makes it very, very dramatic, to the point where there's actually a part where Katy Perry is so sad about all of that situation that she, it seems, considers canceling a show when it's about to happen. Like, the manager actually asks her, you have two options. You can either cancel the show or go out there and try your best. And I'm thinking, if she had broken her leg, or if she was vomiting, I could understand canceling the show. However, actually, I think a lot of performers would still go on with those problems. But to cancel a show because you're sad seems a little bit ridiculous to me. So they made this thing very, very dramatic, and I thought that it was a little silly. And finally, the message of the movie and the messages that Katy Perry puts out are so lame. The tagline of this movie is, be yourself and you can be anything. How magical and unique is that? That's like the dumbest thing I've ever heard, because everybody says that. And Katy Perry says, you know, I just want to make people smile, this and that, just some bunch of stuff that everybody says. So all of that is very hokey. Overall, the whole thing is just, you know, fans will see it, they'll make money, the end. And I guess that's what I was expecting. Once again, I'm not the target audience. I just figured I've never seen one of these concert movies. Trying to see every movie that I can in 2012. Might as well go see it. And it certainly was not something for me. Also, if you made it this far and you're a guy that's wondering, if I get dragged along, will I at least get to see gratuitous shots of Katy Perry's boobs in 3D? No, you don't. Good luck. But that's all I can say about Katy Perry's Part of Me 3D concert movie documentary extravaganza. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this movie. Are you a Katy Perry fan? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? Are you not a Katy Perry fan? Were you dragged along, I guess? Let me know anything that you want about the Katy Perry Part of Me 3D documentary movie. And that's pretty much it.
If you have a dream, you gotta go on a journey to fulfill that dream.